sometimes I don't. So we're live, folks. We're live. You got the last into me singing the Mounds theme song. Sometimes you feel like I'm nuts, sometimes you don't. Which, when I was a little kid, didn't sound ominous, but then I got older and discovered slang terms for sex, and I was like, actually, this could also work for other products. But anyway, we're talking. Well, the theme for this Sci-Fi Power Hour is just crossovers.
Crossovers.
Before we go further into the crossover zone, there's some other news that just came up just a few minutes ago, really, at least for me. But before we get further into that, I'm going to let my co-host for this episode introduce yourself. Go ahead.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm player 2 of this podcast, dual writer Eli Moonstar, the gaming mage, and of course, player 1, Mr. Red Fox, RBS kicker.
Yes. And so now we got to move into it. So the news is that the Cartoon Network, along with Warner Brothers, which never engenders a sense of hope for me when it comes
and
lately.
Gave us such heavy trash as Teen Titans Go and Ben 10 the reboot and the
Powerpuff Girls and whatever else they can mess up. They're rebooting Thundercats. Yeah. Now, personally, I liked Thundercats when I was a kid.
And I'm the one that grew up with him. He probably grew up on the newer ones or just saw the reruns on Cartoon Network.
Oh, well, no, I'm not old enough to, because Thundercats basically came out in
the 85?
No, they came out before 85. They came out like 80, I want to say 80. Here, let me look it up, because I know Thundercats, if Thundercats had been in my age group, because I was born in 86, I probably would have grown up with it because I was really into cartoons. But Thundercats just didn't. It wasn't my. It was just, I was just too late for Thundercats, and they didn't really. I mean, they probably had reruns somewhere, but I was probably too into Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles at the time. Which, to be fair, okay, it was 85. So that's when it started, 85. So it was a year before me. It had, I want to say 2 or 3 seasons. So I just was too little to really be watching it. So 85. But anyway,
it's funny that I'm the one that guessed the year correctly.
No, you got it. But I mean, it was a year before me, so I never really was like by the time I was old enough to actually be able to watch TV and understand what I was watching, it was like Thundercats had kind of gone off. Because you have to remember, but I think what came after Thundercats, and that was TMNT, because Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was like 89, 90.
Yeah, the Turtles in that time were pretty interesting, and hi as beep.
Yeah. How's it going, Mr. A-Rod? Or do you want AJ?
It's going okay.
Yeah. So we're gonna get into the main topic in a little bit, but right now we're kind of going off of we're just talking about the news that Cartoon Network is rebooting Thundercats and how we aren't really looking that forward to it, you know.
Never even heard of it.
The reboot of Thundercats.
Yeah, never even heard of Thundercats. I mean, I stopped watching Cartoon Network like over a decade ago.
Well, I mean, I remember there was a time. For me, I wrote off Cartoon Network when they started getting rid of the good cartoons that were kind of subversive. Like, they got rid of Dexter's Laboratory, they got rid of Powerpuff Girls. When they canceled Samurai Jack, I was like, you know what, you guys are
effed.
Yeah, you're messing up, son. You know.
Yeah, I felt the same too.
But I still watched Adult Swim because they had some shows that were almost like stoner shows on Adult Swim, like Aqua Teen Hunger Force and Seed Lab 2021.
Those are shows that kept me from Cartoon Network altogether. Watching it at night or in the morning.
Adult Swim, C Lab 2021. Oh man, that show was so off the chain.
Speaking of Adult Swim,
Yeah.
speaking of Adult Swim, like there's this one show a friend of mine showed me that's on there. It's like Care of the Eric Andre show.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's hilarious. I
Yeah,
don't know what
because it's so random. It's like
yeah,
he
I know,
comes
just-
in and then he destroys the stage and then they bring new shit in and he sits down. I'm like, what?
yeah, I just yeah, I just like first time I watched it, I was just like, what the hell am I watching here?
Well, for me, the reason I liked Adult Swim was because like before Adult Swim became what it is now, where they like try to show more mainstream stuff. Sometimes they have the weird stuff too. Like Adult Swim was where where they would show the more like PG-13 anime. So if you wanted to watch like Outlaw Star or
Cowboy Bebop.
I never liked Cowboy Bebop. I know everyone
Yeah.
loves that show, but I don't like Cowboy Bebop. And my favorite mecha anime that's not a shonen, shit, Big O. with a guy that I'm convinced would fuck up Batman, Roger Smith and his Mega Deuce. Yeah, that's such a generic name, but he's such a badass. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, who are you? I'm Roger Smith.
Oh God, I would actually I could go into the crossover a little early, but I would actually want to see a battle between those two.
Yeah, I would watch a Big O Batman the animated series crossover. I would just like to see them fight. I would like to see Bruce Wayne, Batman talking all that shit. It's like, I'm Batman. He's like, oh really? Because Roger Smith. What you might not know is that the studio that did Batman the animated series also did the animation for the Big O. So that's why there's like they have very similar art styles. Except the Big O's subversion, because like Roger Smith's butler, that's his like that knows his secret. Herman is a one-eyed butler who has a machine gun on him at all times. I have no idea why he has a machine gun on him at all times, but he's got one eye and a machine gun.
Cue applications.
Yeah, like whereas Roger Smith has Bruce Wayne has Alfred Pennyworth, who, I mean, by and large, like in the comics, he's kind of a badass now, but in the animated series, Alfred was like he played this
support.
Well, he always played the suffering servant who's like, this is a grown ass man who dresses like a bat and beats up criminals. Master Bruce, I've been placating you because your parents died in a horrific tragedy. But seriously, dude, why don't you find a nice girl, get married, and have some kids, and stop all this dressing up like in an S&M outfit?
As I said,
I don't think he even did that in the movies. Like
he's the support.
Yeah.
I don't recall seeing that. I don't recall seeing that happening in like Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, or even Tim Burton's Batman.
Yeah, but not shit.
We were on the topic about what's going on with with cartoons, and now we're into crossovers, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, I mean, because Adult Swim came up, and you can't talk Adult Swim unless you talk about those awesome friggin' shows they used to have, like Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
One of the few things they actually tolerate.
With Brack singing, "Don't touch me."
Oh.
Or Zorak with his "Don't Send in the Clowns." I actually had that CD with all those songs they had on that show. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get back to Cartoon Network rebooting things that don't need to be rebooted.
And if you're wondering, ladies and gentlemen, we aren't hating the cartoon just because it's the cartoon that looks like Teen Titans Go with felines on it. Oh no, we have
just the
hear
art
about
style.
the implications.
Yeah, the art style looks kind of weird. You know what I mean?
No kidding. I mean, come on. There's
So,
yeah, Boyd.
but
There's so
anyone
much
have
to
anything
disappoint
else to say about it? Like, are you looking forward to it? Will you take a look at it? I mean, what?
I'll take a peek at it myself, but I got that sad feeling that there's gonna be Hades coming when that show comes out.
Well, I mean, I think it's going to be a flip of the coin. It could either be good or it could be garbage. We just don't know. It could,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. But, because I haven't seen it yet. But it looks like it's going to be garbage. I don't know if it is. It looks like it. So once it comes out, I'll be like, okay, this is garbage or not. Because there have been cartoons that like came out and I was like, wow, this cartoon looks kind of weird. But, I liked it. Like, I like Courage the Cowardly Dog. I didn't like it at first. I thought it looked weird. But then I remember watching it. I'm like, this is pretty good. So, yeah. But with that being said, let's get into the main topic. So we're talking crossovers. Okay.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Lost
you okay?
connection.
Yeesh.
I think I'm good.
So basically, here, let me put the topics up because I completely forgot to do that. That's my bad, folks. I was waiting for more people to get in, but let's here. Let me put the information down because people need to know. Here you go, right there. So if you look in the chat section, you'll see the thing. So basically, we're looking at the prologue. So we already did that. So crossovers. Normally, they're a sign of desperation for a company or an IP. Marvel and DC did it in the 90s because they were both losing so much money.
Nintendo and Atlas did it for Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
It's different for video games. Like normally crossovers in video games just so they can make a lot of money, or like they want to do something different. You want to mix things up, like.
Yeah.
But if something that's like majorly huge, like worldwide, hits multiple markets, like King Kong versus Godzilla, it's normally it's normally like we're desperate, we need money. Or either they're desperate to get attention or they're desperate for cash, money, or they want to revitalize a franchise. Like, I think at this point, what could help the DC movies is if they did a crossover.
Oh.
Like if they did Superman versus the Incredible Hulk. that movie might I think that could work. How's it going, Dragon Swords?
Fuck.
Okay.
I think his microphone's off.
Yeah.
Well,
okay. Yep.
Okay.
Hello.
How's it going, Dragon?
Buried by work, I guess. Kind of.
Okay, I'm glad you were able to dig yourself out for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking about crossovers. We just got into the main topic. So we were just going over some examples of crossovers, or Alien versus Predator is another one. I recently went back and watched that movie, the director's cut of that movie. It's not that bad. I think what held that movie back was that it just wasn't. It was PG-13 instead of being rated R like its source material, and they focused too much on human beings and not enough on just predators killing things.
Well, if anything, if you go against nature, you're likely going to screw yourself over somewhere.
Yeah. So I guess we should get into the main topic. So I guess we'll talk over. I mean, you can't talk about crossovers if you don't get the failures out of the way first. So I guess we'll talk about crossovers that failed. So I already mentioned one. You guys have any others that kind of failed in your opinion?
Oh, where do I begin with some of those? Because
Would you count Kingdom Hearts as one?
I would. Well, is Kingdom Hearts a crossover? Because Kingdom Hearts just feels like
Well, technically, I mean, Final Fantasy Disney crossover.
Basically, yeah. And I'm like, okay, I can understand Disney, but why are you how many times have you killed Sephiroth in a Kingdom Hearts game at this point? I'm pretty sure Sephiroth will be in Kingdom Hearts 3 too. So, like, how many times? Why does this dude keep on coming back? I mean, he's worse than the Terminator.
At least the Terminator does something in his shows.
Sephiroth just shows up. Yes, it was me.
They should put Kefka in there for once.
Nah, man. No.
No Kefka.
That'd be much.
They're not allowed to talk about their better games. They're just going to keep on talking about Final Fantasy 7.
7 and up.
And they'll probably put Lightning in there before Kefka will be in there. Bland, ugly,
I was going to say,
ass Lightning.
The only time that they would ever do something like that would be one of their fighting games. The City, anyone?
Or Tobal #1 or whatever it's called.
Yeah, but Tobal was actually, it was a shitty fighting game, but it had some very interesting premises. Like, it had a really good adventure mode. I wish they had more adventure modes in fighting games like they used to back in the day. They don't anymore because, they can just have online multiplayer and call it a day.
Yep.
What? I'm trying to think of a crossover that actually screwed up a little. Oh, I think I know one, but it's recent and probably get our taste buds shivering.
Go ahead.
Teen Titans Go, Powerpuff Girls.
They actually did that crossover?
Yes.
Fuck that. Sorry. Two bad cartoons crossing over together equals even worse cartoons.
Yes. As I said, that will get your taste buds shivering in fear.
That's like, hey, you want this new sundae? Sure. What's on it? Well, it's made with arsenic and shattered glass. Here, have a bite. No, thank you.
Yeah.
The arsenic was bad. The shattered glass is worse. And combined, they're lethal combination.
They're poison incarnate.
Yeah. I don't know.
Has anyone heard of like, speaking of, has anyone this is Evangelion by chance?
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
I've heard I think there was a crossover game like with that franchise and another one for the PS2. I can't remember which though. I don't know how well that worked out.
They probably did it, and it was probably only in Japan.
Yeah.
Like there was a crossover. There was like a Smash. It was basically Smash Brothers, but it was for the PS2 or the PS. Like it was for the PS1 or the PS2, and it was made by Konami, and it had their characters plus Transformers, and it looks friggin' awesome because it's got like Optimus Prime and Megatron in it, and like Solid Snake and Goemon and like that penguin. I'm like, that's actually a fun crossover. Yeah,
that's an interesting crossover for sure.
What? So crossovers that succeeded, anyone?
I mean, there aren't that many. I mean, you could argue. I have on my list King Kong versus Godzilla. That's still like one of the most profitable Godzilla movies ever. So I guess it succeeded, but I personally put it as a failure just because, like most versus things, it kind of messes. It has an ambiguous ending, or just a straight up like things don't go the way you think. It's like when people do Batman v Superman. Logically, Superman should win every time.
And yet, somehow they made it interesting.
And yet every time they're like, well, Batman can win because he has preparation. Yeah, but Superman has superhuman speed and laser vision.
Kind of like
Which-
the screw attack death battles. Like some of the outcomes just make no sense.
Yeah, they're like, well, except for the Superman versus Goku, because I just.
Was it Shadow versus Goku? I think.
Shadow versus
Vegeta.
Oh yeah, Shadow versus Vegeta. That's
yeah,
what
that was.
was.
Yeah, that was stupid. Yeah. The one that made me say this is just some bullshit was the Hulk versus
Donkey.
the guy who killed Superman.
Grog.
No, Apocalypse. Not Apocalypse. Damn, I forgot.
Doomsday?
Yeah, Doomsday. I'm sorry. There's so many characters that have names that starts with D's, and it's like, God, there's Deathstroke, there's Darkseid. Because I confused Darkseid and Doomsday, but yeah, they basically had the Hulk lose to Doomsday, which was laughable. I was like, no, because I'm a Hulk fanboy.
Hey guys, I'm back from dinner.
Oh, that's cool.
Time.
We were just getting to crossovers that.
So,
finally.
Yeah.
Luckily, I have one in mind.
Okay, what's a crossover that succeeded?
Jurassic Park cross Jumanji.
I'm not familiar. Is that a comic or what?
Oh, no,
Is that a thing?
Oh, I thought we were.
Is that a thing?
Oh, I thought we were talking about crossovers we like.
come on.
No, we're talking about crossovers that succeeded.
Oh, okay. Sorry. My bad.
Yeah, I did Jason versus Freddy. I know people are like, man, that movie was actually fun. To me, it was a fun movie.
So people complain about how Jason was portrayed in that film.
The only downside with that film is that it wasn't dark enough. Like, because originally in the script they wanted to make it so that when Jason was a kid, one of the counselors molested him.
Really?
Yeah, they wanted to make one of the counselors molested him when he was a kid, and I was like, that would actually give Jason, like, it would make sense that Jason hates anyone who comes to camp to Crystal Lake. Like, it would give him even more of an impetus to just kill everybody. And they kind of messed it up because they were like, no, that's too dark. I'm like, it's a horror movie. It's supposed to be dark. If you said that one of the counselors, on top of the counselors being busy trying to get laid and smoking weed, like,
or just have one of the counselors just like be the bully, just beat the shit out of him.
Well, I mean, it would make sense. The reason I say molested him is because that would explain why, if anyone's having sex in Crystal Lake, he just kills them. Because, if a child is sexually molested, it kind of messes up their view of the normal life processes that other people, would see. And it can affect them in ways. And plus, Jason, I'm like, that would actually make for a dark, because, I mean, it's Friday the 13th. It's teenagers getting killed in creative ways. But you could add some depth to it. But no, they're like, it's too dark. So they got scared. And but I liked it. It was fun. It was a fun movie. They basically, how can we bring these two characters together? And they did the best they could. And I mean, I like it. I like Freddy versus Jason. The whole time I was rooting for Jason Voorhees to kill Freddy, though, because.
Was there ever a crossover involving Halloween or like Michael Myers versus someone or not?
There should be.
Yeah, there should be.
There should be. Although Michael Myers, the only thing is Michael Myers wouldn't you'd have to have him versus like a normal killer, because if he was up against supernatural killers, he'd be screwed. Because, well, Michael Myers has no powers. He's just a guy in a mask who just kills people. That's his thing.
And somehow survived 6 shots in the stomach.
Yeah.
I'd say Keflar was involved in that.
Have you guys already mentioned the TMNT/Power Rangers crossover?
Oh God! You reminded me of that.
No, that was one that failed. That was one that failed miserably because it was Saban, and they helped the rights to both those shows. Yeah, and they just basically like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Next Mutation, which was a fucking terrible show, and then they
Power
basically
Power Rangers in Space.
Yeah, I forget which one it was, and they had them cross over, which was just garbage. I hate. Oh God.
Actually, I remembered the series that came up. That's why.
I threw up in my mouth a little bit when you even mentioned.
Yeah, nobody wants to speak about The Next Mutation ever.
Well, because it was cheap, and it was bad. And if you're gonna do, I'm like here's the sad thing about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. With each subsequent live version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, it got cheaper and cheaper. Like the first movie had the best special effects. The second one got cheaper, but the special effects were still pretty good. The third one, the special effects sucked. And then,
Hey, honey, we want to taste Nirvana.
Yo, Alex.
Yep.
You turn down your TV a little bit.
Oh, sorry. Just watching some hockey here.
I thought it was football, but whatever. Football, hockey, I don't know. But
yeah.
but anyway, yeah, it got cheaper and cheaper, and then they did the live TV show, and you could literally see how the costumes were like the magic was gone because they totally looked like costumes. It wasn't like, okay, these are like you watch the first Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like these are people, these are giant mutant turtles. No, these are costumes and cheap ones at that.
Oh, for sure.
And you can tell because they're cheap bastards. No, but yeah, Saban was always cheap. That's why they recycled all those Tokusatsu Sentai footage for all those shows. Bastards. Yeah.
Let's see. Let me think of another crossover that I'm not
succeeded.
Sure.
Judge Dredd has had a lot of crossovers. He's had crossovers with Batman. He's had crossovers with Spawn. He's had crossovers with Alien. He's had crossovers with Predator. He's had
that reminds me.
Alien and Predator.
There was this comic crossover with Batman and Elmer Fudd, and it was well received.
Okay, that's an odd one.
That's weird. That's a weird crossover.
It was from last year, I believe.
That must be. Didn't they do a crossover with Batman and the Scooby-Doo Mystery Inc.?
Yeah, back in the 70s.
No. Like recently, like they did a crossover with Batman.
Oh yeah, that
Scooby-Doo and Mystery Inc.
It was from Batman: The Brave and the Bold.
They also did that too. That was a really good show.
What else? Let me to go into.
What about the crossover with The Simpsons and The Critic?
Yeah, that was a fun show, but those ostensibly took place in the same universe.
I think I have an anime crossover that worked. Well, have you heard of Detective Conan or either Detective Conan or Lupin the Third?
Yes.
That was a crossover, yeah.
Yep. I have both the TV special and the movie as well. Like I've only watched the TV special so far. It's decent.
Yeah. Except, like, I'm guessing they have Detective Conan try to catch Lupin.
Yeah.
Like at some point, I'm watching this. I'm like, look, man, you want to stop that kid? You don't need all that. Just throw Fujiko at him. Fujiko. Lupin's gonna get away. He's like, I'm gonna stop you, Fujiko. Give him a hug. Never mind. Just the girl.
Whenever Fujiko comes up, Lupin's just a pile of mush.
Yeah. Although I have to say the reboot they did of Lupin the Third, where they like showed the origin of Lupin and Fujiko and Shigen and Goemon the Third.
Are you talking about the woman called Fujiko Mine? That's that show?
No, it's not. It's not a show. It was an anime FMV movie that basically was like it was meant to reboot. I want to say like the early 2000s show, and it was an actual movie, and it was kind of rated R. I mean the R equivalent, like animated R equivalent of, and it was actually pretty good. Like it basically showed like it had some edge to it, because like the 70s show was kind of like goofy. It had cool music, but it was kind of goofy. This show was kind of like had a little bit of grit to it. Like people get murdered and double crossed, and it's kind of bloody. Lupin kills a guy. I mean, the guy did kill his best friend, so yeah. All gloves are off when you kill Lupin the Third's best friend. And we find out why he likes Fujiko, because I mean her name means Twin Peaks, so.
Or the peaks of Fuji, actually.
Yeah, but Mount Fuji doesn't have two peaks.
I just had to clear my throat because that was obvious.
It sounds like a Japanese sex pun for a James Bond movie.
Not really. Her name's Fujiko because she's very well endowed. That's the whole point. That's why her name's Twin Peaks.
Enough said, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. I mean,
that's why Conan's mom, Yukiko Kudo, or her maiden name Fujimine, pretty much.
I mean, that's like, I don't want to go off on a tangent on Detective Conan, because it's like at this point he's never gonna find an antidote to turn back into a young man. So if I was him, I'd just be like, look, I got a second bite at the apple. Like, why are you why wasting time with all this bullshit, man? But whatever.
At least enjoy your new childhood. You may find somebody.
Look, listen. And here's the thing: the girl that likes him, look, she's only like what, 5 or 6 years older than he is. So why doesn't he just, I mean, because he turns back into a little kid, but like he's not like he was still like he was like. I think he was like 17, 18 years old when he turns. So I mean, it's not like he lost that much time. It's just when she's like in her 20s, he'll be a teenager. He can pretend he's a genius because when he's going to school, he's only doing shit he already knows how to do. I mean, fuck it. Stop trying to. I gotta find it. I mean, because at this point, I'm like, we need to wrap this fucking series up. It's been like what, 30 years now.
The manga's been going on since. It's like 1994.
It's pretty much the equivalent of Ashton staying 10 for 20 plus seasons.
Yeah. At this point, I'm just like, you need to wrap this shit up.
Get on with it.
Yep.
Wrap it up. We need to bring in Dave Chappelle from that wrap it up thing. You need to wrap it up. Wrap it up. What? It reminds me of that part in that skit where the guy's with his wife. It's like, not even a little bit. Yeah, you need to wrap it up. That's how I feel. That's how I feel with Detective Conan, and I know people say, well, why do you give a pass to One Piece? Because One Piece is always adding new scenarios, and characters are still growing. With Detective Conan, it's like.
They're still stuck in the same plot.
Just wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Wrap it up.
Get to the book.
I remember something. Superman and Spider-Man had a crossover special one time back in the 70s.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Superman also got the shit kicked out of him by Muhammad Ali. It was great.
My dad actually has that comic book, Superman versus Muhammad Ali.
Yeah. Muhammad Ali beats the shit out of Superman. It's great. I love it. Muhammad Ali talking shit. I'm the baddest. I'm the smartest. I'm the fastest. And Superman's like, yeah, we'll fight under a red sun where I'm like a normal human being. And of course he gets his ass kicked.
What about that one time the KFC crossed over with the DC universe? That I'm pretty sure that's a crossover.
Wow.
Now you're just making me want fried chicken. I want some fried chicken. Fried chicken is delicious because it's fried. And I'm not just saying that, to fall into stereotypes that people have about black people. We like fried chicken. Look,
that's enough, ladies and gentlemen.
How did that stereotype came to be, though? I'm really confused about it.
It's Southern joke, and that really bites us in a sense.
Well, it comes about because during the times of slavery, black people would, if they could accrue enough cooking oil, they would fry a chicken, and it was considered delicious because fried food is fucking delicious. And if you were in the big house, which was the main house, not the house where the normal slaves stayed, like fried chicken would be something that would be eaten on a Sunday when the preacher came over. Like I said, fried food is delicious. I mean, fried food isn't good for you, but almost everyone likes fried food. And so basically,
it's comfort food.
Yeah, it became a stereotype that only black people like fried chicken, which is bullshit. I think everyone who likes meat likes fried chicken. I mean,
there's some things you shouldn't fry.
I just had
fried on Sunday. That's good.
Well, I just had fried chicken for dinner today.
I think everyone likes fried chicken. I think because if you go to Korea, they have good fried chicken. Japan, the Japanese like fried chicken. I just think fried chicken is just delicious. Although, personally speaking, if you don't want to go fried chicken, you can always go barbecue chicken, which is equally delicious.
Amen.
People are like, how can we solve world hunger? I have a good idea, folks.
Anyway.
Give everyone chickens. But that's neither here nor there. So now we get to the third part, which is the dream crossover. So what would be your dream crossover? A crossover that you would pay to see.
Oh God, I can already hear the dreams of millions now. So if
one at a time, guys.
Pinky.
One at a time.
Yeah. So I'll let Alex go first, then Joel.
I'll let Pinky go first.
Okay.
He can go first.
Okay, Pinky, go.
I already mentioned Jurassic Park cross Jumanji.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, because I like to imagine the Stampede Seed being chased down by the T-Rex.
I just have one question. Isn't the first Jurassic Park basically Jumanji? Across with Jurassic Park? Because, the same thing that happens in Jumanji happens in Jurassic Park. Like, they're being stopped by raptors and people getting murdered,
Pretty much.
Except there's no card game involved with it. Or video game if you want to go with that new movie.
Pretty much. So I like to see the two series intertwine.
It'd be cool if the hunter in the crossover was Muldoon. Except when he's about to kill the people, he gets eaten by raptors. I've got you now, Alan. Clever girl. Could you at least kill me before you start eating my intestines? Because, we learned that from Alan Grant. That's how raptors kill people. That's how they hunt their prey. They eat you while you're alive because the meat is sweetest while you're still alive, apparently, for raptors. So you have any others before we move on to Jewel?
Yes, I do have another. I already Super Smash Brothers cross Disney.
Oh God! You just
I would be with
put
you.
some sodium on that.
Disney, but it's your dream crossover.
I was going to say Disney isn't in the best of conditions.
I have a question. Would this be all of Disney IPs or just their Disney afternoon characters?
All of Disney IPs.
Damn, that'd be a huge game.
So I'd already mentioned this dream crossover event several BS Busters podcasts before.
All right.
basically it's just going to be one character per IP from both sides, so that way that roster doesn't become too big.
But that's still Disney has a lot of. Does that include Marvel and Star Wars characters? Because Disney
That's
owns
gonna
them
be over
too.
100.
It means like only one Marvel character, one Star Wars character, one Pixar character.
Okay, all right. So, I mean, obviously Mickey Mouse would have to be in there.
Yeah, and of course they had to, and of course both sides will have to be paired up. But characters from both sides have to be paired up in some form of rivalry theme. Like
clearly Mario and Mickey would have
representing mascots. Kirby and Jack Skellington, Dreams and Nightmares. Fox and Darth Vader representing Sci-Fi. Captain Olimar and Buzz Lightyear representing astronauts.
I mean, you put a lot of thought into it. Sounds really cool. Yeah. Okay. How about Link and Arthur from the Sword and the Stone?
That's Link and Peter Pan because one inspired the other.
Yeah, but
That'd be a little tricky, wouldn't it?
Arthur from the Sword and the Stone is literally like
Legends.
in almost every single Legend of Zelda game. In order for Link to get the Master Sword, he has to go and pull a sword from a stone.
Usually.
Yeah. And plus, Arthur from Sword in the Stone hasn't really gotten his props. Because people forget that Aladdin steals so much from that movie.
So to be fair, Link was usually inspired by Peter Pan, so hence.
Yeah, but that's the easy grab.
Plus Peter Pan.
Hey, why not? How about Kid Link versus Peter Pan? Because that's more equitable.
Well, remember, one character per IP, so that means it's going to be just Link and no two Links.
Okay.
That also means no Luigi or Lucas or Jigglypuff. Okay, and speaking of Pokemon, they'll also pair up Pikachu and Stitch being the rivals. Since
both of them are creatures that are powerful and dangerous.
I think Stitch on a technical level is way more powerful than Pikachu. Like Jesus.
Both of us can agree to that.
That would just be Stitch just eating Pikachu. That's what that would be.
I can imagine that opening now. That Pikachu's looking around for his final opponent, and then he sees Stitch looking at him like dinner.
Because we forget, Stitch is the ultimate weapon, right? He is the ultimate weapon. How about Pokemon Trainer with just the Pikachu versus Lilu and Stitch? Like it's like Thundershock. It doesn't do shit. Except make Stitch mad. But yeah, you put a lot of thought into this, and that would be cool. It probably never happened because Disney is more crazy about their friggin' franchise than
Nintendo does.
Than Nintendo is, yeah.
I think that's about it with my dream crossovers.
Oh, I'm gonna have a little fun with mine too.
Okay, then go.
What you got?
Yeah.
Magus XLR and Transformers.
Okay.
I mean, giant robot fights have some insane moves, and watching how the heck Optimus Prime and Megatron deal with somebody that is totally chaotic.
Like Rick? Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. Though if anything, I'm not sure if either of them would want to see him around their neighborhood anytime soon. He'd be jacking their bots up.
Could have sworn you would have picked another mech series like Gundam.
I got too much respect for Gundam.
I don't. I hate Gundam.
At least certain series of Gundam. It depends on the show variety.
Knock yourself out. I by and large, like my problem with Gundam is that like if you have 10 series, 7 out of 10 of them are going to be Earth versus the Federation and colonies rebelling, and there's always some asshole with a mask, and it's like
that's a pattern I noticed from other Gundam anime I watched.
Now I said 7 out of 10. There's 3 that are like this, the odd people out. Like you have like G Gundam or Gundam Side Story that tells about just the effects of war. Like, you know, or Iron Orphans or whatever. But by and large, I can't deal with that same fucking story. It's like, this guy's in a mask. Is he on our side or not? I'm like,
Yeah.
I can't. No.
As I said, to a degree, it depends on the series, but I got respect for Gundam.
Yeah.
At least at that point. You know, for the series that do not follow the trend of Gundam.
Yeah, I can appreciate that.
Though my second one, I think it's probably a little more down to earth, but just weird. I'd actually go TMNT and Big Bad Beetleborgs.
Big bad Beetleborgs.
Big Bad Beetleborgs.
Beetleborgs. Well, here's what you have to remember. Beetleborgs came out before Power Rangers. And like basically after Beetleborgs came out and it was moderately successful, they did Power Rangers and that took off. So then Saban basically put out all these shows to be like Power Rangers. So they did Masked Rider, they did VR Troopers, they did
Superhuman Samurai, Cyber Squad.
Superhuman Samurai and Cyber 7, Cyber 7, which was actually Ultraman. You know, everyone was trying to get into that Sentai
series.
Yeah, they were trying to, Sentai, go, yeah.
At least I went with something that was out there.
Yeah.
So if anything, I'm not sure how two comic-based characters, comic-based heroes would be working together.
I don't know. Anyone got anything else? Anyone?
I guess I'll go.
All right.
Well, I have 3 here. I mean, I think I have 3 here as long as I remember the last one, at least. So, my first one is... Well, first, have you heard of Langrisser by any chance?
Yes. It's it's like Fire Emblem, but more army-based instead of individual units.
Sure, you probably know the developers, like their developers, CareerSoft, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like when they started working with Atlas in the late 90s, they made a, I guess you could say, spiritual successor to Langrisser. Like, I'm not sure if you've heard of it at all. It's called Growlancer.
Yeah, I have those games on PC. I love Growlancer.
I was thinking Growlancer cross Fire Emblem.
That'd be cool. I just if the game came out, I personally would hope that it was more like an RPG instead of the normal Fire Emblem tactical stuff.
Yeah, like real-time strategy, perhaps. Like the real-time, like probably combine the real-time elements of Growlancer with, I don't know, Yeah, how would something like that work? Or maybe, I got nothing. Yeah, but I think they're. I think there'd be a way to make that work out, I think.
Yeah.
And what else did I have? Like, yeah, there's my second one is an anime crossover ish. Like I was thinking maybe Metroid cross Bubblegum Crisis.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Except we all know what would happen, right?
Like, what would happen?
Samus would kill everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
The
yeah.
characters in Bubblegum Crisis, like, I think one of them is competent, but the other two are, well, no, in the original
Two of
Bubblegum
them.
Crisis, all of them, well, most of them were competent people, but in the reboot, it was like one of them was competent, the other ones were just morons.
The two of them, or the other two were. I remember Pris and Lena being the two most competent ones. I remember Celia just like stayed on the sidelines most of the time, and Nene was just useless.
Yeesh.
Nene.
Yeah.
That's just a very interesting name.
You reminded me of that one song, "Watch Me Whip, Watch Me Nay Nay."
Mm-hmm.
That's-
She's Russian.
Yeah. So, Dragon Sword, do you have a crossover? Are you finished, Alex? Or
Oh yeah, I had another one.
no? Go ahead.
Time Crisis versus across Virtual Cop.
Oh,
Never,
actually,
I
that
haven't
would
heard
be
of that
awesome.
crisis in a long time.
You know, I'm gonna add another crossover in there. Dino Crisis.
Oh yeah.
Dino
Yeah.
Crisis, Time Crisis, and Virtual Cop.
Yeah, that'd
That's
be kind of interesting.
That's some crossover.
And hell, just to make it interesting, add in House of the Dead.
Yeah.
Because they're all light gun. Well, Dino Crisis is a light gun game, but you could make it into a light gun game. So, you know, just people going around shooting weird shit popping out of corners and stuff. That'd be cool.
Mhm. Also introduced the cover system from Time Crisis, which is what pretty much every other light gun shooter doesn't have, is a cover system.
Yeah. And you can choose different playable characters. I want that black guy who cusses all the time from House of the Dead overkill as a playable character, just so that we can have his commentary. What the fuck is that? Is that a dinosaur? Oh God, what the hell? It's some fucked up shit right here.
Mhm.
I want that game. That Sega, Capcom, get on it.
And Namco, yeah.
And Namco, get on that shit. Stupid ass.
Mhm.
But yeah. That sounds cool. Dragon, your turn.
I guess 3 on my list are pretty ambitious or very ambitious that they may not come true. First one on the list is, well, this is going to have to be some explanation. A crossover between 3 anime series that focus on the action, romance, and whatever genre, setting genre it is, sci-fi, fantasy, or science fantasy. Personally, one of them have to have another season for, I guess, this to, I guess to exist, even though it's less likely. Sword Art Online and Infinite Stratos, which is the anime series, which I think has a lot of redeeming, pretty much, but it has potential to really be good. And then whatever third series it would be, that's kind of a mystery one. Personally, in the fantasy genre.
How about the third one could be remember that game that came out for the PS2 where there was like an RPG? It was an RPG set in an MMO.
Dot Hack?
Yeah, Dot Hack. How about
Yeah, it
crossover
also
Dot
had
Hack?
an anime. Has an anime as well, a Dot Hack sign.
Yeah, the anime's not that good, but you could cross that because they all take place in a online
virtual world.
Virtual world. I think that could work.
Well, the other is Future with Exo. Technically exosuits. I think like, and yeah, I mean, I don't. I mean, the idea I had was like, okay, so you have the other one that takes place pretty far in the future where like tech is pretty advanced, military tech is pretty advanced, and then the other one not so far, just I don't know, maybe there'll be something went wrong, virtual reality became actual reality, and so MMO creatures are just attacking the real world. Something like that, yeah.
I'd be cool with that. You said you had 3 things. You have another crossover?
Recreators, if anybody knows that anime with I guess the Phantom Thieves from Persona 5 and other animes that are similar to it.
Recreator. That's the one where the guy is reading the manga and these characters come out of the manga.
Yeah.
And they're trying to find their creators so that they can kill them and be free or something like that?
No.
Well, to be fair, I only watched the first episode, so.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, this is a cool premise. Not going to watch it again. Click.
Anyone have anything else?
Persona, Infinity War, or dubbed Infinity. No, not a crossover with Marvel, even though that might be interesting. Just all characters in the Persona series, just like
duking it out.
Well, or just work together against like a very big.
That reminds me of a third dream crossover up in the works. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure across Kingdom Hearts. Basically, it's going to be a different telling of Part 3 Stardust Crusaders, but with worlds from Kingdom Hearts. As they travel around different worlds just to find and kill Dio.
That's cool, but I have an alternative for you. Kingdom Hearts crossed with Hokuto no Ken. Except Kenshiro kills everybody, including that little you-know-what. I've got a Keyblade. I've just hit 5 of your pressure points. You have 3 seconds to live. Goofy, you can't do that. Oh my God! What happened to his head?
I think I'd like to throw in another one. How about Persona cross Haruhi Suzumiya?
I'm not familiar with the second one.
I mean, what would be Haruhi's persona then, or her shadow?
Herself?
Yeah.
I mean, she's basically God.
Okay,
fair enough.
So I guess it's my turn to do a dream crossover. So you guys are going deep. You guys are going into animes and stuff. So I'll begin with something that's animated. I would like to see Big O crossover with Batman.
Fair enough. I mean, the animation looks a bit similar to Bruce Timm's art style.
That's what I'm saying. The same studio did the Big O that also worked on the last season of Batman, the animated series. So I think that it could work. I would like to see Roger Smith beat the shit out of Bruce Wayne, because fuck Bruce Wayne. And I would like I think Roger Smith is a smoother version of Bruce Wayne. Just personally for me. And I would just like to see like Gotham City get attacked by a Mega Deuce, and Bruce Wayne's like Batman's like, I can do a lot of stuff. I never anticipated a giant monster attacking Gotham City. So he's SOL. Maybe he has the Batwing, and that's the best he can do, but he gets shot down. And I would watch that. Another crossover I have an idea for is, in the light that the DC cinematic universe has failed miserably, and I said earlier that crossovers come about when something is critically failing or financially failing. How about you have Marvel's films versus DC's films, like they did with the comics back in the 90s before the comic book crash. Except, you know, with their movie characters. Okay, don't everyone talk at the same time.
Okay. Yeah.
We're just wondering, what is your second? If you have any other Jane crossovers besides
that was my second. My third is a video game crossover. We haven't seen it. This is the holy grail of crossovers. Everyone wants to see this game. Hasn't been made yet. Probably will never be made. But it would
you
be
mean Nintendo versus Capcom?
No, I was going to say Mario and Sonic. And I don't mean an Olympic game. I mean a straight up
platformer.
A straight up action adventure platformer. Maybe you have something that happens where Sonic's world, Moebius, and the Mushroom Kingdom smash together, and you've got Bowser and Dr. Robotnik. At first you think they've teamed up, but it turns out Dr. Robotnik has captured Bowser and created a Mecha Bowser that looks like Bowser, but it isn't. It's a machine. Basically, Dr. Robotnik is taking over the Mushroom Kingdom because, you know.
Or how about to have like Bowser and like Eggman be like rival factions trying to compete for control of Mushroom Kingdom?
Well, what I was thinking was basically they the game is played out in kind of like a weird fashion where each prologue you're playing is either Mario or Sonic. And that tells about like what happens when you get to the main game, and you can switch between the two of them freely. Because like basically Robotnik, like Moebius and Mushroom Kingdom smash together. Robotnik takes over the Mushroom Kingdom and captures Bowser, but Bowser escapes because Mario frees him, and he goes to Moebius and takes over Moebius. So then you've got like these two characters so not only are Mario and Sonic having to take on each other's villains, but these villains are also fighting against each other. So you can have like Dr. Robotnik, like at the end, the final level is Dr. Robotnik's Doom Egg is in Mushroom Kingdom, and Bowser's like he has a mega Doom airship. And they're just basically, so you have these two villains trying to take each other down, and Mario and Sonic trying to take down the villains at the same time.
Yeah, you could make another Super Mario RPG like game out of that, I think.
Yeah, that's what I was like. That was my second choice. Like make it into an RPG, because like just straight up platforming probably wouldn't because it probably wouldn't be a good platform because Sonic's mechanics would be so different from Mario's mechanics.
Entirely different.
Yeah.
I mean,
probably which other supporting characters would you include? Would you include Tails, Luigi, Amy?
Yeah. I would include characters that make sense. Like I would have counterpart characters for each thing. So maybe you have like maybe Bowser is a playable character. So Dr. Robotnik would have, I don't know, or maybe Bowser's a playable character. So so Sonic would probably get Big the Cat or the robot guy whose name forgets me.
What about Shadow?
E12 Gamma?
I would go with Shadow, but if I was gonna have Shadow, I'd have to have guns, and I don't want this game to have a dude with machine guns in the Mushroom Kingdom, because that'd just be weird.
He didn't have guns in Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, but in his own game, he didn't have guns.
The thing is, Shadow the Hedgehog is the epitome of edgy characters who are laughing stock on the internet.
And plus, I mean, like, here's the thing: if I was gonna have Shadow in the game, I would want to have him to have guns. Like his whole thing would be, I'm dark, I'm edgy, I've got machine guns and a motorcycle, even though I'm just as fast as Sonic the Hedgehog. Yeah, like so, I'd have to have, I'd have to have him have his machine guns and rocket launcher.
He does have chaos powers like Chaos Spear, Chaos Control, Chaos Blast.
Yeah, and technically speaking, his chaos ability is more effective than Sonic's Supersonic. Because he doesn't need 8 Chaos Emeralds to pull it off. He only needs 1. And in really...
That's 7.
Well, okay, 7. In really significant situations, he doesn't even need a Chaos Emerald. He can just do it himself, which is kind of cool. Matter of fact, scratch that. The hell with Sonic. I want Shadow as the hedgehog that's got to team up with Mario. I'm not a big Sonic fan.
I don't mind Sonic, but if anything, he kind of is more one-dimensional than Mario.
Yeah, which is weird.
And
because Mario's just
And Mario is one of the most one-dimensional characters you can get.
Let's see, what other game? Okay, here's another crossover that probably never happened. The Legend of Zelda cross Final Fantasy.
Oh my god.
Old Final Fantasy, not Final Fantasy now, where it's like...
I had to laugh because I know where you're getting at.
But wasn't there an Easter egg in one of the SNES Final Fantasy games that have Link mentioned?
Yeah, here lies Link. In the first game, yeah, if you go to this graveyard, there's a
tombstone of Link.
There's a tombstone that says, "Here lies Link." That's what kind of started it. I'm like, well, wouldn't it be cool if Link was in a real RPG, like a straight up RPG, like in a Final
Fantasy IV?
Kind of like that. Kind of like that.
5?
Should it be part of the Zelda timeline, or should it be its own continuity?
It's its own continuity.
It's not part of the timeline. It's kind of like when Link's in
when Link tried to go through the Soul Calibur series.
Yeah, that's not part of any timeline, but it's just a fun little thing. I think that would be an awesome game where Link is his...
I was saying, even though Link paired up Link with Raphael of all people.
Link is his own series, right? I think that would be really cool.
They'll probably have a Goron or a Zora as the supporting party members.
Well, I was thinking that each character would have their own core class, but then you'd have your typical class changes. But the ones for the Final Fantasy characters would be different because Link's Earth Summon wouldn't be Titan or anything like that. It'd be a Goron. Link's Water Summon would be a Zora. Link's Air Summon would be like a fairy or something. I don't know. Stuff like that. Yeah, I'd totally be good with that. Or even better, just make. And here's my final crossover before we wrap things up. Final Fight cross Streets of Rage, cross all those other Capcom battle beat 'em ups that we never got,
or cross Dead or Alive, maybe,
or cross Street Fighter.
Well, Final Fight is in the Street Fighter universe, so you don't even have to do a crossover.
Oh yeah.
That's why I was like, that's why I said all those other Capcom beat 'em ups, because Capcom has so many beat 'em ups. Like Knights of the Round, just do a massive beat 'em up where you go around. It not only goes to different levels around the world, but in time periods. So you could have Captain Commando, you could have Arthur from Knights of the Round, you could have some of the characters from King of Dragons, you could have some of the characters from Mystara or the Tower.
I wouldn't be surprised if you even had Double Dragon in that.
Heck, throw Double Dragon in there. Bimmy and Jimmy. Billy and Jimmy Lee, yeah. And since Sega's there, you can have Kazuma here. Sorry, Hiryu Kazuma.
Yeah.
Or should I say Kazuma Hiryu? Whatever. Yeah.
And Majima too. Majima as well.
Oh yeah. If you're gonna you gotta have Goro Majima. Yeah. gotta have Mad Dog Majima there. But yeah. Yeah. Oh man, I like Mad Dog Majima. He's so badass. Give him a baseball bat, he will fuck somebody up. But yeah, that's my dream. It's a dream beat 'em up crossover, except the gameplay system would be a little bit different because I would want to see it be like have it be 2D,
2D side
2D
scroll.
sprites, yeah, 2D, semi 3D isometric views, beat 'em up like Final Fight or Streets of Rage back in the day. But as you beat up enemies, you can get experience to level up, kind of
like how the Double Dragon
Yakuza.
series did it when I was going to say the Double Dragon series did it too. When you got to certain scores, then you got some new moves to go with it.
No, I'm gonna go Yakuza because Yakuza is a deeper system.
Good point.
Like you learn different special attacks and different moves. Like I would like to see that, but that's it. That's my dream crossover. I did mostly video game crossovers, not really a lot of movie crossovers.
Oh, can I throw in one more?
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was thinking maybe Bubblegum Crisis cross Shin Megami Tensei.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Which Shin Megami, like, are we going like old school Shin Megami Tensei with the dick monsters in it? Well, all of them have dick monsters. I take that back.
The first two SNES games, perhaps.
Oh, that'd be fun. Oh, that'd be fun. Because those games are dark.
Oh yeah.
Oh god, those games are dark. Oh man, those games remind me of those rated R animes they'd show, like you'd find at your local FYEs back in the day that were from the 80s that were just hardcore violent with some nudity, and like the plots just made no fucking sense, but they were dark and gritty.
I used to have an FYE in my local town, but it got replaced by a shoe store.
Makes sense. FYE's out of business. They don't exist anymore.
Well, actually,
Kicking the balls.
FYE, there's still an FYE store available at a mall that's about 2 hours away from me.
The store might exist, but I mean the actual like business called FYE doesn't exist anymore. Like individual owners might, keep the name and stuff, like keep the store open if they had enough business to keep it open, but it's gone. It's like Sam Goody. It's like Sam Goody. Yeah, Sam Goody's gone. But yeah, I'd love to see that. That'd be cool. Because I'm telling you, those were two of the hardest Shin Megami Tenseis I've ever played. And dark. Oh my god, they're dark. Oh, those games are dark.
Yeah, like, which Bubblegum Crisis series would you pick to cross that over with, the original or 2040?
It doesn't matter because either way, it would be fucked up. It would be some fuck. Like, let me put it this way: if you put the Bubblegum Crisis girls and if you did a Shin Megami Tensei video game or Shin Megami Tensei across Bubblegum Crisis anime, it would have to be M-rated because one of those Bubblegum Crisis girls is gonna get tentacle raped by a demon. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, okay? Because it's Shin Megami Tensei and fucked up shit happens in Shin Megami Tensei. Like everyone thinks Persona is hardcore. Persona ain't shit next to Shin Megami Tensei.
Yeah,
or Megaten as they call it.
Yeah, it's like not even Soul Hackers is as hardcore as the main series.
No. Shin Megami Tensei is. Like I recently picked up Strange Journey, the Redux, the re-release for the 3DS, and I gotta tell you, like I have the original for my DS, but I like this game. Like they streamlined it. Like Shin Megami Tensei has always been like a very
niche.
Well, no, it's an RPG that kicks you in the nuts. It kicks you in the crotch, and it doesn't. It's like, yeah, you just got kicked in the crotch. What you gonna do about it? And while you're sitting there crying on the inside or on the outside, depending on how much it hurts, you stand up and you say, "Okay, I gotta get a cup. I gotta get stronger, so I can beat this."
I'm coming back to kick you for that.
Yeah. Basically, that's what you do in Shin Megami Tensei. Persona, I like Persona, but Megaten's a little bit closer to my heart just because it's more hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
Although I have to say, Persona 4 is pretty damn good.
Yeah,
I do like Persona 4 a lot. I like it more than Persona 3 or Persona 3 Fez because the story of Persona 3 is just kind of like it kind of falls apart after the third act. Plus, I think they had better writing in Persona 4 Golden. Or sorry, Persona 4. They had more like that poor kid within the bathhouse who doesn't know if he's gay or not.
Hello.
And plus, he hits people with a chair. That's his weapon. He's a hooligan. He hits people with a chair. And the only reason he's attracted to that girl is because he thinks it's a dude. But it's hilarious. Attracted to her, but she wants to be a dude. That's why she dresses so sexually ambiguously. It's hilarious. It's really good writing, and it deals with some real issues, which
is what it is.
Yeah. We could wax poetic on how awesome Persona 4 is all day long. But we won't. So anything else you guys want to mention before we wrap things up? Anything.
Tails?
Tails crossed with what?
Fire Emblem.
Oh, that'd be fucking awesome.
The Tales of Series of Fire Emblem. Interesting call.
I'd do that, except you couldn't have a massive roster, but I'd still watch it. I'd still play that game.
Definitely.
Yeah. Be best of. I just would like to. I would like to see the game, except get rid of the weapon triangle and actually have it have Fire Emblem characters fighting in Tales-like battles. That'd be cool.
Like which game would you cross over? Would you cross over Fantasia or Symphonia or Abyss?
I would do Fantasia. I would do 3 games. I would do characters from Fantasia, so Cress, maybe Mint, maybe all the characters from Fantasia because they're all pretty. They're different. They're not the same. I would definitely include Lloyd Irving, Kratos Orion. You got it because those characters are good too. From Abyss, I just do Jade because people like that character. I don't know why. Jade, maybe 1 or 2 characters from the Xbox 360 exclusive one. Which name I forgot.
Vesperia.
Yeah, Vesperia. And then for Fire Emblem, I would do Awakening because that one's really popular. People like that one.
Path of Radiance.
I would just include the really popular. I would include the really popular characters from certain games. So obviously Ike, because people like Ike, people recognize him. Marth, yeah, Roy, and basically I would have you be in a world that's kind of like a mix of both places. And then basically of both universes in terms of not locations, but familiarity. And then I would just have it be a standard Tales RPG where you go around doing stuff. And of course, Lloyd Irving would be in there because Lloyd Irving's so fucking badass.
When
Lloyd for the win. Lloyd gets to see his dad again. I didn't think Kratos would be evil. No.
Possibly throw in Archie and Camilla for the fan service part or something. Yeah.
There's so many fan servicey characters in Tales.
And Fire Emblem.
And Fire Emblem, but especially Tales. Especially Symphonia. You've got Shina Fujibayashi, the ninja chick. You've got Colette, who's an idiot. You've got Pressia, who's not an idiot.
Well, Archie, especially. Have you've played the fan translation of Fantasia, right?
Oh yeah. I played 2 of them. Yeah, they're all
Recall that one scene where they're on the ship and Archie's like fantasizing about getting it on with Kless.
Well, yeah. And then she she does a she passes favors with the captain. Like, God damn, this is pretty hardcore. Yeah.
I lost it at that part.
Yeah, I'm a Tales of Fantasia fanboy, and I will admit, the first time I played Tales of Fantasia, like physically played it, I had to get I got the ROM, not the ROM, I got the Super Famicom version. I ripped the ROM and then I patched it and I played it on EverDrive. And I gotta tell you, Tales of Fantasia, woo, that game is
something else.
Yeah, that game is it's a really good game though. It has a really good battle system.
It probably worked. Yeah, that's why you should pair it up with a Fireball game of some sort.
Yeah, because the fighting system in the original Tales of Fantasia was almost like a 2D beat 'em up. Especially when you unlocked the tactical cross, which basically lets you do button inputs for special attacks instead of pressing just pressing directionals. So then it was almost like a fighting game. It was insane. And plus it had a really cool villain, Gauss, who's still one of the best villains they've had in the series. I mean, I would put him and Mythos right next to each other because they're both just except Dalos actually was just trying to save his planet, whereas Mythos was just insane and a real bastard. I really liked killing him. That son of a bitch. A good villain should be satisfying when you finally kill them, and Mythos was one of them. It's like, you know what?
I was gonna say somebody that you want to see in a straitjacket or next to the guillotine.
Yeah. So that's the last one. Guys, pimp out your content, and then we'll wrap things up.
I got nothing so far.
I got nothing. Okay, Jewel.
I'm thinking about making my 2 coins, though. If anything, I first gotta get through the Splatfest. Oh boy!
Splatoon.
Speaking of Splatfest, Team Wrath my team is currently getting its butt kicked by Team Donnie.
Are you kidding me? I've been 50-50 in the roller coaster and with Wrath.
They got Donatello. Okay. Anything you want to pimp out, Pinky?
Oh well, yeah. I got nothing else to say other than to visit Video Game Facts, where we talk about facts and opinions on the Gamosphere. I haven't written anything in particular for the group, though I am planning to do tomorrow's Smash Sunday, where I critique anyone's top 5 and 10 list of characters they want for Smash. And this one is gonna be a real doozy.
Don't tell me it's somebody that we hate.
No, it's gonna be someone that I could have that his lit that he should have done better on his list. He should know better. So on some YouTuber whose videos I follow, because they're for the most part harmless. And
was it Maximilian Dude?
No, it's not. No, it's not Maximilian Dude.
All right.
That would have been a riot.
Well, you'll see why tomorrow. You'll see who it is tomorrow.
I'm out of here.
Okay.
See you guys later.
Take care.
Yep.
So I guess I'll pimp my stuff out. This is Mr. Red Fox here. Once again, speaking about all things sci-fi, although some video games crept in because we're talking about crossovers. Tomorrow we're doing a BS Busters at 7:30 to 9. We're talking about something that's kind of near and dear to my heart, which are games, really good games that you bought and you haven't beaten. You had another game came up that kind of took your time, but games that you want to play, you have, or you want to get that you just never.
Something always stops you in your tracks and trying to finish that game, right?
Exactly, to finish it or even start it. But
that one's easy. That one's gonna be easy for me.
Yeah. So
I got one.
So that's what we're doing. That's what's coming up tomorrow.
And I also got a topic to discuss that needs some BS busting.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. There's always some BS to bust. So that's tomorrow's BS Buster, 7:30 to, I believe I have 9:30 on the thing. I'll change that because it's really supposed to be 9, but whatever. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing tomorrow. Dragon Swords, do you have anything you want to pimp out? Dragon, fight the dragon.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, okay. I guess Dragon has something to say. So yeah, that's the end of the podcast. I'm glad those who are watching watched. Those who will watch, thank you for watching. Remember, rate, comment, share, and subscribe. Go to Video Game Facts on Discus. It's a great forum and community for discussion about all things pop culture, but focusing on video games. So that being said, that's the end of the podcast. Thank you and good night.